Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Doris Ballard, and this program is available on Concord TV's Channel 22, on demand at yourconcordtv.org, on our YouTube channel, as well as on iTunes as a free podcast. My guest today is Susan Farrelly. She is the Program Director for the Capital City 21st Century Community Learning Centers, or as we call it, 21C. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, being in the high school, Concord TV, we've had a relationship which is very beneficial to us, and I hope it to the school district. But to learn more about it, I think this is great to have you on the program and talk about the good things that 21C does for the kids, for the students. So let's get right into it. You were a science teacher.
I was at Runlet Middle School, or junior high back then.
So this federal grant for 21C came about, and you're in your 4th year now. It's a 5-year grant, correct? So how did it happen as a science teacher, or once a science teacher, parent, PTO member? How did it happen that you are now the program director for 21C?
It was just one of those things. A friend told me about the job. And I told her that I didn't know about that. That was a lot of work and a lot of afternoons. And then she sent me the actual grant that had been written and awarded to the district. And I read it and I thought, oh, what wonderful opportunities for the students of Concord. That is just so cool and fascinating. And I went for it. Here I am, 4 years later. We are in our 4th year of our Concord High grant, our 4th year of our Runlet Middle School grant, and our 2nd year of the Broken Ground and Millbrook grant.
So it started out with 2, and now you're up to 4. So,
3 grants, 4 sites.
Okay, so 3 grants cover the cost for the 4 sites.
Correct.
Okay. So when you first started, it was what? Concord High School and Runlet.
Yes.
All right. So what you do is amazing. I mean, the help with the homework alone I would think would take up a lot of the time. So let's start by talking about how 21C helps young people who are having issues with some classroom studies that they need additional help. How do you get the teachers, because this is after school?
Yes.
So how do you help students in all of the schools? It seems like a daunting task to find teachers that can do all of that.
We're very fortunate in Concord. We have had so many staff members join us in our program. They believe in the mission of the program, and they are very integral into linking the school day with the after-school program. We want to help with homework. We want to help with learning skills. At the high school, we help with competency recovery. We have ELL tutors on staff. We have computer labs open the entire time we are open for computer accessibility for students. At the high school, we have subject-specific tutoring. So we have physics, and we have algebra, and we have math, and chemistry, and anatomy. We have teachers that teach all those in the after-school. At Runlet, we have teachers who run homework clinics, homework help. Runlet has homework in the morning and after school. Concord High starts early, so we don't do homework there in the morning. And the elementary, we do the same thing. We link with the school day. We have teachers working on homework help and then doing, say, word wall or math practice so that kids are spending time on academics every afternoon at each program.
So you're as the program director, you match the teachers with the student?
I do, but I do it in coordination with the building principal, the building leadership teams. Each site has a site coordinator that is just for that particular site. So they do a lot of that interaction too. Open communication, day-to-day communication, very, very important. Very, very important.
I'm sure. So it's a real partnership with everyone involved, the principals, the teachers. Are parents involved in it? Because this is after school, so they do have buses that bring them to their, they get transportation to their home, right?
We give transportation to any student who needs it after programming at 5:30 at every single site.
That's amazing.
That's terrific. It makes it accessible to all students. We are open to anyone at any of the schools. Any student can join us. Depending on the level, we keep a tighter eye. Naturally, the high school is a little looser. Kids, it's a drop-in program at the high school. They register at Runlet and they register at the elementary program. We do communicate with parents. We send newsletters home. We send notes home through the principals. Sometimes parents email us. Sometimes we chat about their individual student. Some parents pick up, so we get to touch base with them there. And we do family nights and parent activities also. So that's another piece of our mission.
Have you always done the that additional with the parents, connection with them, or is this, are you evolving as you move along? I mean, as you
A little
grow?
bit of both. We've always tried to reach out to parents, but we are evolving, growing, improving ourselves, responding to the needs, responding to whatever our data shows us, and trying to grow the programs, reach out to the kids who we know might benefit that might not be coming yet. That's part of the reason I wanted to be here, is get the word out even further.
Sure.
We have had staff that's worked with us for 4 years. We have staff who really enjoy the program, really enjoy working with students in a different setting than the school day, getting to know kids on a different level, going snowshoeing with kids, doing Minecraft with kids, sewing with kids. Tomorrow at the high school, we have cookies and canvas, where we set up easels and we'll serve them cookies. And we have an artist coming in, and she'll do sort of like you see on Facebook, where everybody's drawing the same picture, but everybody's looks a little different.
Well, who comes up with all of these ideas? Because I want to go through them. And I'm just amazed by it. Because do you have to follow a guideline 100% from the federal grant, or do you have creative license to add new things that are available to you?
Once again, it's a little bit of both. When we write these grants, we outline what an afternoon might look like. We interview staff at the school. We interview parents. We survey students. We survey parents. What would you like to see at your after school for your students? And then we kind of come up with a framework for that when we write the grant and apply for the money. Some programs work out great, and some, knitting is a great example. Everybody wants to knit, but it takes a long time to learn how to do that and actually make a sweater, and sometimes interest falls away. So
I can understand that.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a knitter.
Tried to knit, never got past this much, I think.
We're responsive to what works. We're responsive to the school's needs. So we do evolve, yet we do start with a plan, and it's a multifaceted plan that's come up with by teams. We also have community partners. We work with all sorts of community groups.
Let's talk about some of your community partners, because some of the programs that you have, I would think you'd have to do that. For instance, the artists. You have an artist coming in, that comes in, correct?
We have an artist that comes in from the community. We work with a Centria Care Alliance with our translators and for some of our New American students. We work with Second Start, does some of our adult programming. At the elementary school, we have adult English as a second language classes twice a week. We partner with the Boys and Girls Club for our after-school program at the elementary. So that's a big partnership that we have. We partner with the Friends program. We partner with New Hampshire Technical Institute. We work with their education program. We've also worked with the education program at New England College. I'm going to start to escape.
My goodness.
Yes, we have a lot of
do,
partners. UNH Cooperative Extension and New Hampshire Food Bank provide our cooking classes and some of our STEM workshops. They gave us curriculum and materials for our rocketry class at Runlet. We have a lot of partners. We're always looking for more. We always want to grow, because this wraparound idea for the kids is perfect.
You're a perfect example, this program of 21C, of It Takes a Village.
Yes.
To raise our children, all right.
That's what we'd like to see.
If you're just tuning in, this is Community Conversations, a program produced by Concord TV. And my guest today is Susan Farrelly. She's the program director of 21C, which is the Capital City 21st Century Community Learning Centers. I'm glad you shortened it to 21C.
It is a mouthful.
I know. All right. I'm extremely impressed. You are going to be having a fundraiser. We will talk about that later, in case the public, after they hear everything that you're doing, because the funding does go down a little bit every year, correct? Or periodically.
When you apply for a 21C grant, the federal grant, you get the money for 5 years. The first 3 years are fully funded. The fourth year is funded at 75%, and the fifth year at 65%. We worked with our advisory board to come up with a sustainability plan. Most of it is grant writing, some of it is fundraising, and again, working with our community partners, working with our advisory board and the school teams.
I don't know how you do it all in one day. This is a full-time position for you.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is.
I would think you'd have to be full plus time, right? Okay, I'm really intrigued by some of the things that are happening. I want to have you share that with those that are watching or listening to this program. I love that you have ping pong club, yoga. That sounds so healthy. Programming is programs are good for what's
Social,
happening, too.
emotional, and physical wellness are part of
your
our mission, yet part of our goals.
Art after school, and you have, of course, peer tutoring, career and college readiness, which is so important.
That's been fantastic.
I
We've
would
built
think
that
that
up a
would
lot.
help parents, too, for college readiness. I mean, whatever extra help the students can have.
Yes, we do resume writing.
SAT prep? All right. Do you have a connection with businesses as well, small businesses, to prepare them for possible positions in the workforce?
Not as much, because we also partner with the Concord Regional Technical Center, who does that
That's
piece.
right.
We do have at the high school extended learning opportunities where students can learn outside the classroom, outside the school day for credit. Most of what we do are career readiness, career exploration type of ELOs and community service ELOs.
When you say ELO, for those who may not know what that is?
Extended learning opportunity.
Okay. All right, so now some of these are great. Cardio dance, Friday films, of course, working for Concord TV Films is something that we all love here. Mad Science, Newspaper Club, and Girls on the Run. I have heard about Girls on the Run. That's a great program, very health-oriented, about, and working as in teams, and very healthy for girls.
It's a good example of a partnership, because we have students participating in Girls on the Run who couldn't participate if they didn't have the transportation home. Very important piece.
So when they leave school and they go to some of these programs, do they have a snack or something? Because
Absolutely.
if I recall my children getting out of school, they were always heading for the refrigerator wanting something to eat.
We do our best to provide a healthy snack. Sometimes it's fresh fruit, sometimes it's graham crackers. It's nothing huge because it's expensive.
Sure.
But like tomorrow, they're going to get homemade cookies. My staff and myself will be baking tonight for cookies and canvas, and then anybody who's not painting will still be eating cookies, I'm sure.
Who comes up with ideas like cookies and canvas? So
I don't know who came up with that.
That's
We sit around and
Very
brainstorm and things that the kids say they'd like to do.
What happens now? Do you offer programs and then drop them after a while if there's not enough attendance? What happens if there's what is not enough attendance? I mean, is it like 3, 5, 6?
Again, that can depend on the school and the program. SAT prep, I would say if there's only 3, I'd love there to be more, but if those 3 students, if it's going to make them feel better about sitting down and taking the SAT, we will absolutely have it. If we're doing soccer and there's only 3 students, not going to work quite as well.
Sure.
So
I can understand that. If you're just tuning in again, this is Community Conversations. I'm Doris Ballard, your host, and we are speaking today with Susan Farrelly. She's the Program Director for 21C, Capital City 21st Century Community Learning Center. If you have a student in elementary school or high school in Concord, you're going to want to check this out if you haven't heard about it, because it's great for after-school programs, homework help, and just to keep your mission again is emotional health, physical health,
academic support, socio-emotional support. We want students to become leaders. We want students to have some youth voice in the program. We want to bring families into the schools to feel more comfortable in the schools, families to become increasingly involved in their students' learning, and to learn about what the schools offer. I think it's sometimes hard as a student to know, as a parent, to know what's going on in the school day in, day out. And we do have websites, we have Facebook pages, all of that.
So why don't we tell people how they can, is it 21C on Facebook?
It's 21C Capital City Community Learning Centers on Facebook. Each site has its own link off of the main Concord School District site and off of each school's homepage. We are going to be featured, I believe, next Tuesday in the Concord Monitor Insider.
Wonderful.
It's a 21C edition, so we're
Good,
excited about that.
good.
We're really looking to get the word out because we feel we have some high numbers at our programs, a lot of students involved. However, I also know there are students that aren't involved that maybe aren't doing other things after school that probably could come and have some fun. A great example is today at White's Park, there's probably 20 kids over there playing Frisbee, and that's part of our program.
It's a beautiful day today, nice thing to do, healthy,
Healthy,
fun,
get some-
interaction, meeting new people,
Absolutely.
making new friends.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about this event, and then we'll go back to some of the programs that you have,
Okay.
because I don't want to miss that. So this is your first Color Run 5K.
Yes, it is.
And this is happening at Rollins Park, which is south end of Concord, on Saturday, April 17th at 10:30
Sunday.
a.m.
I think it's a Sunday.
Is it the 7th? We want to get that right. I have the 17th here.
It is
but-
the 17th, but I believe it's a Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday, April 17th. Okay. All right, it is Sunday here, it's Saturday here. So no problem. It's Sunday, April 17th, 10:30 a.m., Rollins Park, and it is a 5K run.
Run, walk.
Walk.
I think there's a shortcut
Okay.
for those of us that are not runners.
Would be me.
too. Yep.
Would be me.
Uh,
The point is, it's going to help continue keeping this program going.
It's
Right.
our first big fundraiser. We were thinking spring, everybody wants to get outside. We were thinking the spirit of 21C is learning, new experiences, fun, and we had heard about the color runs. We have some friends who participated, and we thought that kind of was a nice match, so.
It's My School Color Run. So I would think you're going to, those who are participating would wear their school colors. Am I right? Don't
No,
have to?
My School Color Run is a company that's helping us out with this for year one, so
Okay.
we do it correctly.
All right.
Everybody will get a T-shirt with their registration, and they get a color packet that gets thrown in the air at the end. And like I said, it's a fun event. We will have some different food sales there. We have a DJ coming. We'll have an MC. We'd like it to be a fun family afternoon. Yes, it's a fundraiser. Yes, we want people there because we want to sustain our program. But we also want it to be seen as a fun event to welcome spring and have a good time.
And this is their first year doing this?
This is our first try at this,
Great.
yes.
All right. So again, Sunday, April 17th, 10:30 a.m. at Rollins Park. Now, how people can go to the website and register at concordcolorrun.eventbrite.com, correct? And friends, family, and community are welcome. Is there a fee for that?
$25 for adults, $15 for students.
Not bad, right? So, and
I
then,
didn't think so.
yeah, not bad at all. And again, it really does benefit a great cause for 21C. How many students do you think are benefited, the numbers? And how has it grown?
Over the course of the year, we serve over 600 students at Concord High School. Over the course of the year at Runlet Middle School, we are closing in on 300 students. The consistency there of students coming daily is a little different than the high school. And at the elementary school, we have about 90 students every day at each site, so 180 students every afternoon. And we have served probably close to 500 students in those two schools. It's a lot of kids.
There's about 1,150 students you have total served per year. That is a lot. They might fall through cracks if they don't have this program, if you think about it. So what types of things are you hearing from the parents and the students themselves about these programs?
From parents, I always print them out when we get them because it's such nice feedback. We often hear that their child is having a good time or their child is doing better in math, especially. Math's a big one. They appreciate not having to come home from work, serve dinner, and then work on algebra at 8 o'clock at night.
And try to understand the homework, I may say, right?
So we get a lot of feedback like that. We also get feedback from parents who say, gee, I've always wanted my child to try that, but it was financially not something I could do. and the students can come to our program and try out different things.
And this is free for the students?
At the high school, it's a drop-in program, and it is free. At Runlet, this is the first year we've charged, and the program is $25 for the year. So it's a registration fee. The elementary school is a little bit different because we have a lot of kids who come sort of for childcare. So families can bring their students for up to 6 hours, and it's free of charge. Over and above that, they go on the Boys and Girls Club sliding fee scale, which isn't necessarily very much, and we don't refuse anybody. Everybody's welcome at our program.
Is it all done on site? Runlet's done at Runlet? I mean, Concord High School at the high school.
Yes.
So when you say the Boys and Girls Club, do they leave the club and come to the program? Or?
No, they're just our partner. So we have
Okay.
some Boys
So
and Girls Club employees that work with us,
I
but
get
it
it.
takes place at Broken Ground in Millbrook.
Understand. All right, I'm going to read a few numbers here. In 2014-15, this came from the goals of 21C that you posted.
Okay.
At Concord High School, 67%, and this was like 2014-15, 67% of regular attendees saw a decrease in school day absences, while 32% increased their grades over the course of the year, and 57% held steady. At Runlet, 44% decreased absences, while 30% increased grades, and 54% remained the same. And this just keeps going on and on. I mean, I would say that 21C program is really making quite an impact.
One of my favorite quotes was from a student where, this was at the high school, and one of his buddies said, "Hey, it's a gorgeous day, let's get out of here." And it was probably around lunchtime, and he said, "I can't, I have ping pong after school today." So that's a win.
So rather than go out with his friends, he wanted to stay and play ping pong.
If you leave school early, we don't recommend you come back.
What are some of the programs that have really taken off that you were surprised by it? Were there any? Or
Programs that are surprised us, let me think. There was one at the elementary school that was actually a student-driven one that I thought was adorable. It was Friendship Spread Smiles, and it was a service learning at a young age. And this came from students. It was their idea. They were going to make beaded bracelets and other little things to give to the school nurse, who could then give them to students who were hurt on the playground.
oh my, and that came from the students
That came from the
themselves.
students, and there was also a young man at Runlet who wanted to do aeronautics. He has a passion for aeronautics. His dad has a passion for aeronautics. The young man wrote up a club proposal, and he came to us, and he went to Principal Sicker, and we sat down, and he recruited his friends and some other students, and his dad is volunteering, and there's an aeronautics club, and they're building airplanes that they can fly and with little motors.
So there might be some programs with 21C that are planting the seed for future careers, apparently.
Hopefully.
Right, because even I look at the newspaper club, I'm thinking somebody might want to be a journalist.
Absolutely.
So this is amazing. So let's just keep telling the public, remind them that my guest, Susan Farrelly, is a program director of 21C, or the Capital City 21st Century Community Learning Center. And they are doing a fundraiser, the first one this year, and it is the Concord School District 21C Color Run 5K. You don't have to run. You can walk. You can just stroll if you like.
You can just show up.
You can just show up. I like that. Very affordable, $25 entry fee, $15 for students. And it's happening at Rollins Park on Sunday, April 17th at 10:30 a.m. And if you want to find out more and you want to be a part of it, they would go to concordcolorrun.eventbrite.com, yes. And so did I forget anything that you want to get out and talk about? Because you're so immersed in this
One
sort of
other thing I would like
program.
to get out is that we were awarded the proceeds of the Mom Prom this year. So on May 13th, there's a Mom Prom in Concord, and you can come, Doris.
A
It's so
Mom
much
Prom.
fun. I've been before. It's a terrific event. It's all women, sorry guys.
Okay.
You can wear a prom dress, a cocktail dress. I actually wore my wedding gown for fun. It was suggested. And it's just a fun, crazy night, and that they do it every year, and they give their proceeds to a Concord nonprofit every year.
So the Mom Prom is happening in May, and can they go Google Mom Prom Concord, New Hampshire?
They sure
and Find
can.
out about it?
They
Okay.
sure can.
Well, with that, we're out of time.
Okay.
You have been watching Community Conversations. I'm Doris Ballard, your host, and Susan Farrelly, Program Director for 21C. Thank you so much for being on the
Thank you
program.
very much.
And thanks for all you do for the students in our region.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.